All right, happy Tuesday night, everybody. It's Tuesday's best on the website, theraiderland.com. We're talking small town Texas summer festivals, your favorite one. So jump in, get ready to go on that tonight. We got Tech baseball to look at. Gavin Kash, the former Raider, the former Longhorn, is apparently about to be a future Aggie. I don't know that I've ever seen anybody love Texas so much that they're attempting to play for every school in the state of Texas while they can play college baseball. I kind of appreciate that. All that, and how much are you going to spend on fireworks this week? Answer honestly. How much are you going to spend on fireworks this week? All right, we got all that going on. You guys get in early. You know what to do. Audio good, video good. Give us a thumbs up and hearts, whether you're watching on Twitter, on Facebook, or YouTube. Thanks to United Supermarkets, where you can still go to get all of your 4th of July, July the 4th, feed and happenings going on. Like they get all the drinks, all the ice, hot dogs, hamburger buns, everything else. They're Alan spending between 0 and 0 on fireworks. Thanks to United Supermarkets in Market Street, we get that communication. They take care of you in West Texas. All right, in 3, in 2. Good evening, West Texans, all you good, fine, friendly folks out there who wish you were. I'm Ryan Hyatt, theraiderland.com. You start your day every day there. We give you questions of the day. It's not a message board. Our website is not a message board, but you can comment, and that's cool. We appreciate the comments. I think, people sometimes feel like, well, it's not a message board, so we're not going to do it. No, you can comment, but it is totally not a message board. Not that I have anything against message boards. Hate message boards. All right, so all that going on today, brought to you in part by Gators Bayou 90th and Slide in Lubbock. Hot Cajun food, cold drinks, great patio, in the shade, live music. What more do you want this week in Lubbock? You need some Gators Bayou. They will put the games on when the games are going on and when they can. And this is vital to understand. When they can, they'll have the audio. Sometimes the audio is just so bad that you just rather have music playing in the background as opposed to crappy, horrible sounding audio that the networks send down, And by Golf USA. Our man Stacy Nix is taking care of you. He has for over a generation, whatever that means. He's done it for over a job. That means a long time. He was a great early supporter of the Williams and Hyatt show. Even when it was known as Sports Talk with Williams and Hyatt, the old golfer draft that we would do for all the majors and everything else. First, he can help you play better golf by getting you in the right clubs and doing the diagnostics that we have now that we didn't have years ago. There's no reason to be playing with clubs that don't fit you. Then after that, get some decent golf playing apparel. Get you a good shirt or two, decent cap. They'll do that at Golf USA, 66 and Indiana. And of course, if we're wearing Western wear, it's going to be coming from Boot City, 187 mile outside the West Loop. They got some sales going on right now. I think they've still got some jeans, shirts, and other things that are on sale at the point. So you might want to check it out tomorrow before the 4th and everything else. All right, Alan, the premium content is always free. Thank you very much. All right, let's get to it. Best small town Texas summer festivals. For those of you joining the show, wherever you are, tonight on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, or otherwise. And we love hearing from everybody. So thanks to United, it's easy to chime in. We got a ton of YouTube early on. I'm looking for my Facebook. I'm looking for my Twitter people right now. So the cool summer festivals, the cool, it can be anything from the XIT days down to post-rodeo days. It could be the Sandhills celebration in Olton, Texas. There's a Mule Days. Do they still have Mule Days in Muleshoe? Anywhere and everywhere around the state, the cool small town things that you guys enjoy. Give me some of that tonight. And then this is factual. I want to know, and I'm with Alan, by the way, on this. How much are you going to spend on fireworks this week? It amazes me. I'm blown away how much people spend on firecrackers, fireworks. Boggles my mind. Driving around today, The amount of fireworks stands in and around the Hubaplex in the South Plains is unbelievable. And you sit there and go, well, how can anybody make money when every 400 yards or less there's a fireworks stand? Well, that ought to tell you right there how much they're gouging you on fireworks. But beyond that, it's got to be profitable, or people wouldn't be doing it. So how much are you going to spend? Me, not a dime. I could not care less about blowing up stuff on the 4th of July, independently of a really cool show, because invariably you spend the money. This is me talking, not you. You spend the money and it's over in, half hour, 30 minutes, 15, 25, and you're just going, well, that was, $300, $400, $500. And it's just not that cool. Now the big fireworks shows, and maybe that's because I grew up on them in Amarillo. Save that money for NIL. I grew up on a really cool fireworks show. The Amarillo Gold Sox in the 70s would play, if they were in town. They weren't always in town. So you'd have a doubleheader or a baseball game July 4th there at Potter County Memorial Stadium, minor league baseball, good crowds. And then you go over to Dick Bivens, which for those of you who know your high school football, that's where they play high school football in Amarillo. And in the parking lot between Potter County Memorial Stadium, the baseball, and the football stadium, they would set up the fireworks, and it would be awesome. It was incredible. I moved to Lubbock, in the early 80s, and I'm like, they don't do anything out at Lowry Field? No, they don't do anything. Until 4th on Broadway, I don't know that Lubbock ever had a professional fireworks show. So I'd much rather see that. So what are you going to spend? How much are you going to spend? And we can talk today, Texas Tech baseball, the wailing and gnashing of teeth has pretty much subsided, because I could tell on social media today that nobody really cared that Gavin Kash announced that he was to go play for Texas A&M. So Texas Tech, Texas A&M, the dude obviously loves Texas. I think that's what we can take away from this. He loves Texas. He wants to play for every school in Texas. He may love Texas more than me. But you know what? If you can't out-recruit what Cash gave you this past year, his OPS was down. The strikeout-walk ratio was horrible. Home runs obviously down. And I'm trying to be nice here. In the field, at times adequate, at times seemingly disinterested. I don't have anything against the kid, all right? He's not a kid. He's a young adult. Ain't got nothing against you, Gavin. But if you're Tim Tadlock and you want to be a major player in college baseball, you just missed the tournament. If you can't out-recruit that, you get more trouble. The trouble would be you can't out-recruit that if you're Tech baseball, not Gavin Kash went to Texas A&M. Now, I believe he has a back history with the coach at A&M, who I think was at Texas as a hitting instructor when he was there 3 years ago. I think that's the case. If I got that wrong, I apologize. Either way, it doesn't matter. But I want to applaud Tech baseball fans today for not engaging in the freak out. Oh my gosh, what are we going to do? And just going, yeah, okay. Go get somebody else. You got the money. You got the ability. Go get somebody else. Gerard says $75 to $100 on fireworks. We pace ourselves and make it last an hour and a half to 2 hours. I think your wife will appreciate that statement. Alan, who is on YouTube, and that's not a drug, but actually a channel that we have. And I hope everybody will subscribe to all the channels, all right? Whether you watch us on YouTube or not, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Right now, it's right on, easy to do. Same thing with Facebook and everything else. Please subscribe. Twitter and everything else, please. It just grows and helps the metrics, and it's great stuff for our sponsors like Golf USA and Stacy Nicks. Police are asking people to submit firework complaints online to completely kill the illusion that police will do anything about it. Yeah, I mean, how many years? Fireworks are illegal in the city of Lubbock. Lauren Motter tonight will do a story probably. And if not tonight, tomorrow. And this is a reminder, and they'll have the footage of a trunk, being opened with like $7,000 of fireworks. And this is a reminder, the Lubbock Police Department, they'll have somebody from the PIO, Public Information Officer, from the police, talking about, we will vigorously enforce, fireworks and blah, blah. If you want to stop it, it's real easy. Points of entry around the city, particularly on the southwest side of town, southeast side of town. Just put a couple of cops, DPS, and watch them buy the shit. And then when they come in, stop them and go, hey, can we watched you buy fireworks. You're bringing it in. It's illegal. I'm great on TikTok. Thank you very much. My best version of me, much like Joe Biden, the best version of Joe Biden is Joe Scarborough a few weeks ago. It's me on TikTok. Cash goes from a new Adidas school to another Adidas school, as he does. Maybe needed his eyes rechecked. Not sure what CJ is referring to. But we could, extrapolate that out to many, many things. By the way, happy birthday to Richard Petty, 87 years old. Hold on, product placement is lacking here. Horrible product placement. There we go. I submit that Richard Petty is the last great cool guy in American sports. Nobody's cooler than him at this time. Joe Namath, still alive, not cool because he's doing the ads, can't hear and shit, and they got everything written down in the bottom, and he's doing that. Joe Namath, Richard Petty's still cool. He cooked me a hamburger. He asked me if I wanted a hamburger. When Richard Petty asks you at Texas Motor Speedway if you want a hamburger, you take the hamburger. You eat the hamburger. Damn right you do. Last great American cool guy, I think, is Richard Petty. CJ Cash needed his eyes rechecked, and his hitting might have been better. I don't think it was his eyes. I think it was his plate discipline. Horrible strikeout walk ratio. His on-base percentage was not good. We can talk about, did he have anybody behind him? Was he seeing pitches that he saw last year or the previous season? Bottom line, he's not a disciplined guy at all at the plate, and you can replace that. Now, you could replace it theoretically with him as a better player, or you can replace it with somebody else. But to sit here and say, oh my gosh, we're losing a Gavin Kash, the Gavin Kash that some Tech fans think you're losing was a year and a half ago, not the one that played this year. That's the reality of baseball. That's the way baseball go. Who said that? Somebody said that. That's the way baseball go. Somebody should say that. It's a really good line, So, Cash with a K, by the way. The thing I do like, though, still about the portal is I can unload any of my problem children and go get somebody else's problem child. That I can in basketball and baseball, even in football, to an extent. It's a little harder in football. But certainly in basketball and baseball, I make a mistake or somebody doesn't want to be here. And this is something fans still don't seem to realize, that for years, decades upon decades, coaches wished like hell they could run somebody off, and it's hard to do. And you would try to go full Bobby Magel on them and make them run foul pole to foul pole for 3 straight days with their tongue dragging. You could be Bobby Knight. We're going to run lines for 6 hours there in the practice gym. Oh, you didn't quit? Damn it. I was trying to get you to quit. Now, it's an at-will situation, both ways. Thank you. We appreciate your time. We're moving on. You're moving on. The coaches, though, for whatever reason, are afraid to verbalize that because they hold on to some sort of fanciful, well, no, they hold on to it because they don't want to be seen as the people they've been as themselves for decades, that we can leave and they couldn't leave. That's really what it boils down to. Alan, nobody cool from the 70s and 80s left. Richard Petty. Namath pushing drug pills. Tom Selleck hawking reverse mortgages in the Philippines. Bless his heart, I saw one of those on there today. And really, for Tom Selleck, let's be honest. 3 Men and a Baby. Right? 3 Minute Baby, and everything else after that. They get him to play, Dwight Eisenhower in the D-Day movie. It didn't look anything like him. The only thing he can do is just smoke. I'm going to smoke. Eisenhower smoked. I'm going to smoke. Horrible. But he goes back to 3 Men and a Baby, or 3 Men and a Lady, or 3 Men and a Donkey. Actually, no, that's a different movie I saw a couple of weeks ago. You don't want to see that. Yeah, Tom Selleck. Not cool. Not cool anymore. Hadn't been cool for a while. But Tom, I mean, come on now. Let's go back and let's look at Richard Petty. Cool in the 60s, cool in the 70s, cool in the 80s, cool in the 90s, cool in the 2000s, cool now. Yeah, I wouldn't say great. That movie is a good movie to a very good movie, but it's not a great movie. Sackett's a cast of thousands, one might say. But not great. CJ, no. Come on. Got to give me something better than that. I want more small town festivals. Cool small town things. Maybe you grew up in one. Maybe you have, married into a small town or just gone to small town things. I want that. Also, we're going to tell you right now, we will probably, we'll have our content tomorrow morning, Wednesday. Overrated, underrated, rated, right. Probably do a daily broadcast tomorrow, and then we're probably going to take Thursday and Friday off. Forgive me, but we might actually take a couple of days off. So please take advantage of the time we have together. And again, for those of you on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, thanks to United Supermarkets, how much do you spend on fireworks? Yep, we mentioned Sandhills. It's the Sandhills Celebration, Sandhills Celebration in Olton, Texas. Home of the every year, all class reunions are welcome back in Olton, Texas for the Sandhills Celebration. I want to know, everybody who's watching, if you've never commented, tonight's your night. How much money do you spend on fireworks? I might make fun of you if I find it excessive. That's okay. But I'm truly, because the number of places that are selling fireworks, they got to be selling a crap load. What are you spending on it? What are you doing? See, Gaines County used to have a good fireworks show at the golf course. Great little golf course down there. Highly underrated over the years. I mean, you spend like $100. Do you go, Chris says 0. Chris is my people. I'm a 0 on fireworks. Are you 100? Man, I know people that I think are, fairly level-headed individuals. They will spend $1,000 on fireworks this weekend. And they'll, be in their neighborhood or go somewhere else. Don't come out around here. Shotgun patrol will be out in our neighborhood neck of the woods. You're not going to burn down our crap. Don't worry about it. You're not going to trash up our fields. $500, $1,000 now. People don't even seem to blink on it. I enjoy everyone else watching them burn down their money. Yeah, you can do that. Now, if you're one of those that does spend a lot of money and you're watching this, it's going to make fun of me. You're tough enough. You spend that kind of money on fireworks, you're tough enough to admit it, I would assume. I'm just fascinated by that. It's that kind of deal, man. But then again, there are people who spend $1,000 going to the fair every year. And I can't imagine that. The silence is awkward, isn't it? Yeah, every now and then I'm just like, I'm looking at that and go, oh, I should have said something. We should have done that. What have we not gotten to today that we should have? Sausage Fest. No, it's German Fest. It's German Fest, Robert. German Fest. Sausage Fest, totally different. I think that's in Borger, but no, in Nazareth, it's German Fest. I was going to buy fireworks, but I have to save up for new Adidas Tech merch. Yeah. We didn't talk any more about the Adidas thing. It was cool yesterday. I thought Tech did a great job on the launch, putting stuff out there. We talked about the uniforms, everything great about the football uniforms. Need red numbers on the white uniforms, and we need to get the numbers back to a 60s and 70s pure font, much better than the Under Armour font on the numbers. Beyond that, I really liked it. We'll deal with the helmet later on, the real double T. CJ, 0 at my house for fireworks. Craig, it cost $500 to park and get in the gate at the fair. Yeah, just about. So I wonder how many people have already run out and bought new Adidas merch. Which, here's the deal for me. I got stuff for free for so many years, for decades, that I am loath to pay for anything with a double T on it. All right? No, I got it for free for so many years. There's no telling the dollar amount of stuff I gave away over the years, by the way, of stuff I got, working for Texas Tech. Warm-ups, sweat tops, different things, everything else. I don't feel bad. Trust me, every rickety plane I got on in January and February traveling around the Big 12 over the years, it was well worth every damn thing I got, more. Yeah, I wonder how many people have already gone out and bought stuff. Everybody seemed to be in. I haven't found anybody who hates the idea that Under Armour went away, which is really good. Get the Under Armour stuff at a discount. I guess you can. I don't know. I assume they can still sell it. Why couldn't they? It's not like they have to burn it or anything else. And yeah, hey, rock the Under Armour stuff, man. Wear what you want. It doesn't really matter. If you got big time apparel, like David Collier with the old big time shirts, that'd be cool. Free school swag, the best. Yeah. Now, it wasn't free. I was working for it. Trust me. I earned every bit of it. Ain't nothing free about it. Believe me, I earned every bit of it. And more sometimes. Hold on. Get this. Good Lord. Oh, I got a text conversation blowing up. They don't know I'm on the air right now. It's fun though. Ken Hance praised Under Armour in a tweet. I assume it was in a thank you for being a partner for Texas Tech for 14 years or 15 years or whatever it was, and something like that. So Tech praised Under Armour. Tech sent out a huge video the other day. The great days of Under Armour. And the Under Armour contract initially was not bad. Texas Tech didn't have any other options. Nike wasn't giving you anything. Adidas wasn't giving you anything. You weren't getting anything like some of the major schools. So you had the upstart with Kevin Plank come along. They had Maryland. They had Auburn at the time. Can't remember the other one they had. And you pretty much became one of their focal points. And that was the best deal you could do in 2005. And in 2005, it looked like Under Armour was getting some private capitalization. They were growing that, they might end up being able to take on the big two. That it didn't happen. Allen, Utah towns have 3 parades in the summer, 1 for the local rodeo, July 4th, and Pioneer Day. Come on out and die from dysentery. It's Pioneer Day here in Utah. That's right. Celebrate those who didn't die from getting the shits. Let's see. Randy, do you have viewers on Facebook or Twizzler? Have no idea what Twizzler is. Facebook Live? Yeah. Hundreds every day. Navy. Yeah, Navy was Kevin Plank School. Is Adidas paying significantly more than Under Armour did? Probably not. I think if you look in the details, you're not going to see a huge cash transaction that's going to be better. You're going to see better service. You're going to see better product. There's a lot goes into these apparel deals for the schools than flat out monetary transactions. And I think one of the things that Texas Tech is betting on the come with Patrick Mahomes and with Ludwig Ober, nationally and internationally, that will help raise a little bit of brand awareness. Is this going to be just a huge monetary cash flow in? No, I don't believe so. Is it better? Yeah. And is Adidas not going to go away? Yeah, you're not going to have to worry about that. So from a flat out standpoint of, oh, you're going to make $50 million more. No, that's not the way this game works anymore apparel wise. So don't look at it that way. David, of course I'm ancient, but best two football shoes. I hope that's shoes. Adidas and Spot Built. Okay, Spot Built rocks with the red cleats on the bottom, and it had the leather flap that came up over the top of your shoelaces. I wore Spot Belt cleats. I know what we're talking about here, and it's shoes, not shoes. But kinky that it auto corrected there for David to shoes and not shoes. Adidas, fantastic for soccer. Should be a great thing for that team. Yeah, I mean, obviously it's a great brand. Obviously, they're well entrenched and have been for a long time in football internationally. What does it mean immediately? Huge cash flow? No. But yeah, you got Adidas stuff, so it can't hurt, right? If you're Tom Stone, you're going out, look, hey, we got Adidas. If you wore Adidas playing club soccer growing up and you like Adidas, we wear Adidas. Yeah. Have you ever taken a dive into the NIL collective between the SEC and the Big 12? I've taken a dive into the NIL collectives between the Big 12, Texas Tech, SEC, everything else. They're fascinating. They all exist on their own standing with each school, how they've been morphed in, not morphed in. The Matador Club at Texas Tech was really at the forefront early on. Now they are not playing catch up. They're doing what everybody else is doing right now, trying to figure out, okay, with the latest court rulings, what does this mean with the NIL, with the collectives? Do we roll this into the Red Raider Club? Do we keep it on a standalone? The university now is going to be paying roughly, we're just going to say $22.5 million a year immediately in athlete compensation. How that's going to be done is going to be interesting. So that compensation does not end NIL anymore. The salary cap in the NFL keeps Patrick Mahomes from going out and signing a deal with Coors Light and the shampoo company and whatever else he does. State Farm, all that. So that will still exist. So I think the collectives are going to have to figure out, do we roll in? What do we do? It's more, I think, on the university side to figure out exactly how we're going to redistribute the wealth. And we're going to go from paying nothing to paying about, I think, 35 to 40% total athletic department revenue, or at least budget, let's say budget, into labor that we've never done before, which means it's the end of opulence and facilities. It's the end of huge coaching salaries. It's the end of spending money on things that we could spend on because, well, we didn't have to spend on labor. Shabbat United, what did you miss? You didn't miss a damn thing, quite frankly. What'd you get? Anything good? Cheesy hash browns, coleslaw, something. So yeah, the collectives within the SEC and the Big 12, and I wouldn't even compare Big 12 and SEC because there are a lot of differences between certain schools in both of those conferences all the way around. But everything we know about the collectives in the NIL right now, tear it up, rebuild it, and start it over again next year. And then get ready to start it over again after that, because I don't think the House compromise bill that we are talking about that is acting like it's done and this is going to settle everything, I don't think it's going to happen. I think we're going to be right back in the court system trying to figure out how we're going to do this from the university level. I don't think it's going to pass. I don't think the judge is going to allow it. You got too many non-Power 5 schools saying, holy crap, this ain't going to work. I think the judges are going to say, you're right. The Power Fives are screwing over those up schools. So every day you wake up, you think you know what's going on in NIL or any of that aspect. You don't, and they don't. All they know is they are on the hook going forward for millions, millions and millions of dollars a year that they have not had to spend in that way. Now, here's the good news. They don't have a revenue problem. They have a priority spending problem. They're just going to have to change what they spend money on. They've got the money. They're going to cry poor. They got the money. You just don't get to spend it the way you used to spend it. That's the end of the deal. It's real simple. Randy says, taking the same ballpark, Mississippi State, just north of 6 million. Bama's in our range 11 to 15. Without looking at the numbers, Randy, that means literally nothing to me because there could be millions and millions of dollars being utilized in other aspects and other ways that they actually flow to the same part. But I'll tell you this, Tech ain't poor. Tech ain't got a bunch of poors. And in the NIL era, they've got a much better chance. I'll finish the show on this. They got a much better chance of competing at a high level in the NIL era than they've ever had in the previous 50 years in college football. 100%. Now it's just up to you guys. You want to pay for it or not? You can now. It's legal. You know, as Doc Holliday said, now it's legal. It's not with you, Holliday. I beg to differ. We started a game we never got to finish. Play for blood, remember? All right, Lunger. Say when. You're no Daisy. You're no Daisy at all.